Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, this is our second lesson of Surah Al-Anaam, verse number 101 to verse number 103. First of all, we will learn the recitation and the English translation of this passage. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بديع السماوات والأرض أنى يكون له ولد ولم تكن له صاحبة وخلق كل شيء وهو بكل شيء عليم ذلكم الله ربكم لا إله إلا هو خالق كل شيء فاعبدوه وهو على كل شيء وكيل لا تدركه الأبصار وهو يدرك الأبصار وهو اللطيف الخبير صدق الله العظيم. To him is due the primal origin of the heavens and the earth. How can he have a son when he has no consort? He created all things and he has full knowledge of all things. That is Allah, your Lord. There is no God but He, the creator of all things. Then worship Him, and He has power to dispose of all affairs. No vision can grasp Him, but His grasp is over all vision. He is above all comprehension, yet is acquainted with all things. Dear students, to know and to learn the difficult words of this translation, you can see the end of this lesson where the vocabulary is given. Now we will learn about the main theme of this passage. Main theme of this passage of Surah Al-Anaam is Allah with Himself. This passage highlights Tawheed through the creation of the heaven and the earth. It also denies the association of any family with Almighty Allah. It also stresses upon the inability of a human being to look at Allah Almighty, but clearly warns to the human beings that Allah not only sees us but also has complete grasp of our being. He knows the hidden of our heart and soul. The theme of this passage is God in Himself. It elaborates some of the fundamental aspects of unity of God, Tawheed. It describes God as the originator of universe and rejects any kind of misconception of God having any family. It also refers to unbounded knowledge, power and grasp on His created world. The passage further stresses on the sublime nature of God and inability of human imagination to encompass God's person, though He Himself can see to the unfathomable depths as endorsed elsewhere in the Quran, for God is He who understands the finest mysteries. As far as the importance of the theme is concerned in the Muslim's life, this passage clearly instructs the Muslim to avoid associating any being with Allah Almighty. We should avoid every kind of shirk. This passage tells us that Allah is with us everywhere, every time. He knows what we hide and what we show. This passage inculcates the idea that Allah is close to us, is closer to us rather than our jugular vein. Therefore, we must be alert in our thoughts and our actions, since Allah is the only one who sees, listens, and minutely knows everything. Therefore, we have to understand that this passage has a very clear link with our today's life, because sometimes we do our deeds openly, sometimes we do our actions privately, and we must aware of this fact that Allah is with us everywhere. Wherever we are, whatever we are doing, Allah is with us. So we must be alert in our actions, and we must know that we are answerable to Him for our deeds. Now you can see the important words of this passage, and this vocabulary is helpful for you to understand the true meaning of this passage. Dear students, now it's a time for the assignment. This passage has the same question like the previous passage. You need to write both parts of the question in your notebook, part A and part B both, and write them separately on your notebook.